This is the Dharma talk from Laungphor Thongbai Phapassaro in Wat Naluang, Udon Thani, Thailand. When we look up to the sky, talking about the heaven, the gods, the deva, but when we look down to the earth, on the earth we need to see someone who have the Sila, have the Dharma, which is the Buddha and the Arahant people. So therefore you need to protect your mind very well. Don't let your mind fall to the black water. In the black water, smell very bad, because that smell from the defilement. So it's better to keep your mind, to stay with the peacefulness, stillness, and have the coolness. When your mind have the coolness, then this coolness can protect your mind. Your mind won't be rotten. Today, I will be talking about let the Dharma leading your life. Let the Dharma leading your mind. Because not so many people use the Dharma to guiding their life. Because my life is almost 100 years already, I don't see anyone use the Dharma to lead the mind. Because in the world and the Dharma should go together and can make both of them prosper in the good way. So now we need to work on the Dharma and working on the mind together. But for the working on the Dharma, we have 4 things. First is the Sila, the morality. The next one is the Samadhi, meditation. And number 3 is the wisdom or Panya. And number 4 is Vimutti or liberation. This is like the mission that of the Dharma that we need to have these 4 things. In this world, if don't have these 4 things, it can say like it's not very good. A person don't have these 4 things of the Dharma. That person is like disabled person. Don't have legs, don't have arms, don't have eyes. Cannot survive. So therefore working on the Dharma need to have Sila to start first, the morality. And then later have meditation, have wisdom and liberation. And use them for 60%. And then later, after that we will working on the business. In the worldly business. In the world they have business. The business of the earth, business of the water, business of the fire or the brightness, and business of the wind. That's all the trading or the business is only working on these 4 elements. Because all the whole world only have these 4 things, 4 elements. Anything that hard, like the object, this is the element of the earth. Anything like the liquid, that's the water. Or the brightness is the fire. Or the air is the wind. This 4 things, 4 elements is the real business in the world. So therefore today we will talking about this Dharma. The Dharma should lead the world. And it's very important that the Dharma will stay in somewhere that's stable and peaceful, which is the good mind. The good mind that have liberation, have the happiness. So now please remember, in the first thing, Sila very important. Sila support the world. The Sila protect the world. This morality or the Sila is important. Because the morality or the Sila can bring the treasure, can bring the money, can bring all the object happen because of the Sila. And the other way, the Sila can bring the Dharma to happen in the mind. The world civilized. The world is better. The world can live together because of the Sila or morality. Without the Sila, everything is fail. Everything cannot success. The world can turn upside down. A person don't have the Sila in the mind can change to be very bad, can do so many bad things, do so many bad karmas. So therefore the Buddha and Arahant said that The Sila is support, and the Dharma is helping. Don't have any poor person, is to have a rich person. Even though a person who ordained to be a monk, if they have the perfect Sila, 227 precepts, if they can maintain perfectly, then this person is not a normal human, but will be a noble one, the enlightened one, finally. Like for me, I protect my Sila for very long time. But the way I protect my Sila is very simple. I know how to use my eyes, use my ears, know how to see, know how to listen. And I use my mind in the right way with the Sila protect. And finally, because using the right way with the eye, the ears, the mind, I stay with the peacefulness, with the nirvana, very happy, no problem. And wherever I go is no problem. Because my body, my bone, my mind is like diamond. Because the Dharma stay inside there, living with the Dharma all the time. It's not living, waiting for the death to sick and old for nothing like that. So now please understand, the Sila and the Dharma support each other. If you have the Sila, you have the Dharma, this world will be cool, will be peaceful. A person who have the Sila, when go out to stand in the sun, will have the umbrella protect. You see, wherever I go, people will give me the umbrella to protect me from the sun. Because I have the Sila, or without any umbrella, my mind is very peace, my mind very cool, no problem. So now I want to tell you, everyone, you should start your life with the Dharma. Let the Dharma start first. Let the Dharma guide your life first. Working on the Dharma first. And for the other business in the world, to working on that. Like in the earth, in the water, the fire, the wind. All of this, that work that you will do finally is die. It's die for sure. But for working on the Dharma with some ingredient that can make the Buddha happen, make the Arahant happen, make the king and emperor happen. There's some short word to explain that. If the mind free from suffering, if the body free from all the danger, this is the best Sila, the best morality. Not the object treasure, but this is the mind treasure, the Dharma treasure, the Sila treasure. Or in the Buddha word, he said, Athikama in the Bali, which means we should worship the Sila put in the top of the head. So everyone, anywhere, any country, any social, if they don't have the Sila, that country, that social, that place will be hell. Will be hell on earth. Will living in hell, even still alive. No matter what, that person will be very rich, very good looking, very famous. They do so many good things to show, but if they don't have the Sila, finally the disaster will happen. The danger will come. The tree don't have rain for a few years, all the tree, the forest will die. But for a person, if someone, some human don't have the Sila, not so long, will be die, will be bankruptcy, will be poor. It's very painful. Because the Sila will bring happiness, but without Sila, the hell will come immediately. For me, I living for 70 years, longer than that already. Even though I sleep, I wake up, my mind is bright, clean and clear. I want to tell you that all the money that you have, all the possession, all the wealth, all the treasure that you have, someone can take them from you, can steal from you. The water, the fire, the wind, the earth can destroy your money, your treasure, because they are the objects. But if your mind have the sila, your mind have the morality, nothing can destroy, no one can steal it from you. The four elements cannot do any damage with your sila and morality in your mind. So therefore I want to tell you that if you want to working on the Dharma, especially you have this form, this body, this bone, the Dharma will work very well, but you need to start from the sila first, have the morality first. You have the body, you have the speech, must start from the sila first before you do any business, before you do any work or trading. If you want to do the business, you want to do any work, you want to do any job, you must start from the sila. The Buddha said the sila bring all the money, bring all the treasure. The sila bring the happiness. The sila bring the peacefulness. So now you need to remember this very well first. So now everyone, if you don't have the sila and the Dharma support your life, for sure the bad luck will happen with you. Breathing in, breathing out without the sila, you die. But if you breathe in, breathe out, you have the sila, then your mind can stay, your life can survive. Because when the moment you don't have the sila, the anger happens immediately. But when any moment your mind have the sila, the nirvana happens immediately. You know, when you meet the hot sun or somewhere very hot place, you can escape, go in a house, stay in the air-conditioned room. But if your mind don't have the sila, you cannot escape. The fire will burn deep inside the mind all the time. Even though you will jump in the water, you will hit it in the room, but this fire of the defilement will burning all the time because don't have the sila. You can taste it. But for someone that have the sila in the mind, they stay in the fire but no problem, because the mind is very peaceful, very cool, very calm. Any fire, any poison cannot destroy. Because I never hear the news that the Buddha or Arahant fall to hell. Never happen. Cannot happen. But for a person don't have the sila, that person very rich, have so many things, but also have so many problems, have so many suffering, never stop. This fire of suffering burning all the time, because they don't have sila in the mind. But now the people forget about the sila, don't have morality in the mind. If forget the sila, then it's getting worse. And if don't have the sila, then you stay in the bad luck. But if you bring the sila to help, bring the Dharma to support, for sure you will be rich. Someone that I know, that he come to support the temple for a very long time. He was born in a normal family, but follow the way of the Buddha teaching, going by the sila, going with the Dharma, and finally success in the life and become the millionaire. And with the generous mind, he come to support the religion, support the temple. So that's why I want to tell everyone, no matter what who you are, if you want to challenge that I am smart, I have the money, I am rich, I have so many savings in my bank account, I got so many degrees and have the high education. But if you don't have the sila, it's like the bird without the feather, or a human without the sila morality. Finally, one day, you will see the bad luck, you will see the disaster of your life if you don't have the sila. So therefore, need to working on the Dharma first before you do any business. At least working on the Dharma for 60%. First, the sila morality, this is the noble one. The second, the samadhi meditation, also the noble one. The panya or wisdom, this is the noble one. And the last one is the liberation or freedom, also the noble one. And these four noble will support the water, the fire, the wind, and the earth. And then you can do any business, can do any work, can do any job. Any hard object that the earth, or you can sell the land, no problem. Or anything about the water, like the liquid, you can working or do business on that. Some can sell the gas or the air or the wind, can working on that too. Or some can sell any brightness, any temperature, that's about the fire element. So therefore, any business that you want to do in this world, you must start by working on the Dharma first. The Sila, the Samadhi, the Panya, and the Vimutti, liberation. The first, the Sila. Any business you do, you must be honest, must be loyal with your customer. And number two, the Samadhi, the meditation. Whatever you do, whatever business you have, you must pay attention in that with the stable mind, focus and working on that with your mind, and then can make your work, your job come out very well. You see the clock, even though you set up the time, some time is still missing. But for the mind, like the Arahant mind, if they set up the mind very well with meditation, it not go up and down, left and right, because the mind stay with the stable and the power of meditation. And use this mind to work, it working very well. It's very wonderful with this power of meditation in the mind when you use to do any kind of work. But so many people don't have this meditation in the mind, don't have samadhi in the mind. Their mind is unstable, their mind is moving so many things. So that's why their life is foul, is failed. So therefore, any kind of business that you have, working on the earth, the water, the fire, the wind, if you have the Sila to be the start one, and then you have the Samadhi meditation, and then have the Panya wisdom, and then have the liberation, these four things will be the Dharma to working first, and then it will lead your life. It will be like the leader, like the guiding of your life. If you have any Dharma in your life, then you don't have any debt, any bad karma. Especially for the Arahant, the mind is full of the Dharma. One moment in their mind don't have any bad karma, don't have any bad thing. You will have the profit, never lost any money, never lost any debt inside the mind. Because the mind of Arahant is perfection. Nothing can get through in there. So therefore, if you take the Dharma, working on the Dharma first 60%, and then later you're working on your business for 40%, absolutely this life you will be a millionaire. You will be the rich one. Don't need to wait for next life. With the water, the earth, the fire, the wind, I use them. I know them, I see them. When I sit in meditation, I see these four elements in my body, in the world, and see the whole world, see all the beings, see all the human. They're running around, making the business, making the money, do this, do that, so many things, messy and chaos. But for me, I'm sitting alone with the peacefulness, but I am happy, very much happy, more than anyone in this world. I sit, stand, walk and lay down very happy, with the supreme happiness, cannot find outside in this world. Don't have any problem, don't have any money, but never have debt, never stay in the trouble. don't have any $1 in my pocket, but very happy. Don't have problem with anything. Wherever I go, don't have love and hate with anyone. Because I working on the Dharma to lead my mind. That's why wherever I go, when I build a temple, that temple is very prosper. So now you listen to this Dharma 1 minute, it really worth it for your life. Better than you watching the movie for all day or night. Because for me, I end from all delusion and ignorance already. So hopefully you understand, because my language is not about for the normal people. This is the language of the enlightened person, the language of a noble person. The noble Sila, the noble Samadhi, the noble Panya, the noble Vimutti. In this world, who can touch it, who can reach there? Not any 1% of the human can do that. As I check, man and woman in this world cannot reach there, die for nothing, wasting their time in the life. And even though they come back for million times, their bone pile up like a mountain, still don't know what is a noble Sila, what is the meditation, wisdom and liberation, the way to enlighten. Don't know how to working on the Dharma. It's really regret, feel sorry for them. But sometimes if they have a good chance, can meet some good teacher, some good noble person that can teach, very little chance. So very little opportunity to escape from the darkness, to see the brightness of the sun. So hopefully this Dharma I give for you today, from a person who know, awake and joyful, will make you understand something in your mind. If you have the good eyes, good ear, to see and listen, and have the mind to know, understand, you will realize, oh, this monk that talking to you have something to share and give to you. But just very simple words, that you have a perfect Sila, you don't break any precept, don't break your morality, that's very good enough for you. This is my purpose for today. You know, it be real true or fake doesn't matter in this world. But if the mind have stillness, stable, peacefulness and coolness, this is the best, the top of everything, cannot compare with the other. Don't have any knowledge, don't have any intelligence, don't have any knowing can compare to this. Because when the mind reach to the peacefulness, stillness, emptiness, and have the coolness there, this is the end of suffering. Nothing can compare with this mind. Because in this stillness, the path, the fruit and nirvana is inside there. So now everyone please pay attention to listen to this Dharma. Working on the Dharma have two things. In the Pali word we call Kantha Thula and Vipassana Thula. But working on the worldly way, you need to do the business on the four elements, the earth, the water, the fire, the wind. That's why the world spinning and rotate with this chaos, this messy all the time. But for working with the Dharma, Kantha Thula, which is you practice the mind to reach to the peacefulness, have meditation. This is called samatha. And then the other, you working the mind in vipassana. Practice and develop the mind to have the wisdom. Finally, you might have liberation by the peacefulness and have liberation by the wisdom. It's totally you reach to the real happiness, the true happiness of the nirvana. And what are you waiting for? Waiting for your body to burn and bury after your death. That's all that you want for your life. Now you should working on something that's more value than the object outside. Because if you ignore Don't working on the Dharma, don't working on your mind. Please remember, the earth is not belong to you, the water is not belong to you, the fire is not belong to you, the wind is not belong to you. The body, the form that you have is not belong to you. Finally, you will die. But if you have the Dharma, if you have the Sila, support and help, for sure that 4 elements will be a real treasure for you. And you can making money, making the treasure in the worldly way and in the Dharma way. But if you don't have Sila, Samadhi, Panya and Vimutti, without this, for sure the disaster will come to you. Cannot survive no matter what who you are. Even though you are rich or millionaire, if you don't have the quality of the Dharma support, you will lose the profit. We will bring it down, getting worse and worse. You know, so many millionaires, after they die, they go to hell, a lot of them, because they don't have the Sila, don't have the Dharma. That's why today I come to tell you about this. The Kantatura, practice for the peacefulness, have meditation. And then for the Vipassana, practice for wisdom, learning and training to have the wisdom. Because this is the two systems that will support the mind to have the real liberation. This will be the real meaning, the real treasure, the real work that you should do for your life. You see, for me, I ordained to be a monk almost 70 years. I don't do so many things, only practice these 2 ways. And now people offer me so many things. The whole world just give everything to me and no problem. It's very amazing. Sometimes I walking to Dongka in the forest. People don't know, don't see me. But when in the morning when come out, when the stranger, they saw me, they will come. Laungphor Thongbai, who are you? They don't know me. And then they want to offer me this and that to support. This is because the power of the Dharma guiding the mind. In some case, even though go in some rich family, they really welcome, really support. I feel like, the power of the Dharma, working on the Dharma, is quite amazing. See, I want to tell you, if you're working on the Dharma first, and then your business will go later, and will go really well. That's why I want to tell you, now you need to working on the Dharma for 60%, and then you're working on business for 40%, that's enough. Enough for yourself, enough for your life. Because this life just birth and death. You just eat the meal and feel full only, that's all. You cannot eat too much more than this. And just only wake up and sleep only. Because if you're working on business too much, want more and more and more, and finally the suffering will happen. You see, when you sleep and wake up, no one can help and support you, only yourself. And when you're sick, you're getting old, you run away to see the doctor. And when the sickness comes, no one can help and support you. And finally, in working on business, if you don't have Dharma to support your mind, when you meet the problem, you're facing some trouble. Without the Dharma training in the mind, you cannot be patient. Then you will have the real suffering happen. And cannot escape from the problem, torture the mind, torture the body, run around looking for money, and finally have more debt. For me, why I don't have any debt? Because I'm perfect. Because I finished working with the Dharma already. Have the Sila, have the Dharma support me, that's perfect enough. I don't need so many money. And I'm happy with this already. And so many millionaires come to see me and offer me so many things. Because they want to make the good karma, want to do the good merit for the religion. So therefore everyone remember this, working on the Dharma and working on the business. Working on the Dharma, you have the Sila, morality, have the meditation, have wisdom, liberation. Or in other words, if separate them into group, which means the Kanta working for the peacefulness, practice the Samadhi, and the other group is working for the wisdom, Vipassana. This is the way to working on the Dharma. And for working for the business, in the worldly way, only have the four elements, the earth, the water, the fire, the wind. The world living with this, have the business with this. And two of them, in the worldly side and in the Dharma side, need to go together to support each other. So now everyone try to close your eyes and making your mind stay with the peacefulness, have stillness. If you can cut the defilement, if you can free from all attachment, it can say now you have a perfect life. But if you cannot cut the defilement, cannot free from the attachment, your mind will worry with this, with that. Have this, have that, and cannot end on the suffering. If you can cut and destroy defilement, like me, for sure you will see, oh, this happiness is amazing. It's like a person have debt a lot and finally can pay money to close the debt, end of the debt. For a person who free from suffering is much better than that. Because this bone, this body is like the gold, and then the mind is like the diamond, free from all suffering. And no more delusion to cheating and playing in the mind. So now cut the defilement, free from attachment, be smart to reach to the freedom. You know the purpose, that's why we come here, to making the good merit, offer so many things to the religion. We do the good karma because we want to have a good life, want to have a long life, have a healthy body, living with the happiness, have the money and treasure, and the most important, to be free from the suffering. People in this world, they study a lot, learning a lot, because they want to happiness to support their body and their mind. But for me, I study, I learn, study to cut, learning to cut, being the smart to get free from the suffering, not smart to have this, have that, to have debt and the karma. So now everyone, maybe you're wondering, what is cutting? I'm talking about cut, learning to cut, and smart to cut, to be free. What is this cut? When the suffering happens, you need to cut. If you don't cut, the suffering will continue running, never stop. When you cut the suffering stop immediately. If you want to cut the suffering, first you must have the sila. But if you breaking the sila, don't have the sila, you cannot cut the suffering. And if you want to be beautiful, beautiful skin, good looking, good body, you must have the sila, have the morality. Because the sila is the good karma, can make the body look good, make the skin look good. It have the radiant skin because the power of the sila, have the aura come out. You can compare, stand beside me, because now I almost 100 years. And then we can check a person who have the sila, have morality. You will see how beautiful of skin and the aura shining. You see the young person and old person stay and compare to each other, very different. Because the power of the sila. And for the happiness in this world, the world want the happiness by the four requisites only. But the happiness for the enlightened person Their happiness stay with meditation, stay with the wisdom, have the liberation. Very different way of the happiness. They don't have the fake happiness, but stay with the real happiness. And in this world, they have so many things, have billions, millions, have gold, have diamond, have so many things for rich people or normal people, so many objects, so many possessions that they have. But when the anger happen, the sadness happen, grief happen, nothing can help. The money cannot help. When the suffering happen, all the object or the money outside cannot help at all. You see, you have the jewelry and diamond a lot, or have many money in your saving account. But when the anger happens, sadness happen in your mind, this money cannot help you. And the next one, when you see yourself getting old, you go into sick, old and die. Before you die, you sick. You walk, sit, stand and lay down, very difficult. Torture the body, feel pain with the body. Don't have anyone to help you. Cannot free from this. The suffering will push you deep in the corner, cannot fight back. Because any kind of happiness in this world cannot compare to happiness from the peacefulness. But even though you have the very good peacefulness, but if your body, your mind still dirty, that peacefulness cannot stay last long. It's impossible. So now you should make the peacefulness happen. When peacefulness happen, now you ask yourself, ask your mind, what is attached in the mind? Why the mind still attached with the anger, with the lust, with the ignorance? This is the way to cut off the suffering. Because if you die, and this defilement, lust, anger, ignorance still with you, then you will repeat and come back to this world. Because the mind is not smart enough. Because now we are sitting together, but please remember, this world is not belong to you. You not belong to this world. But the world want to have a long life, want to have the happiness, want to look beautiful, want to have a treasure and money, want to have the strength and the power. This is the way of the world they want. But for me, I don't collect all of this, because I stay in the other world, in different world. I stay with the super mundane world. I don't looking or searching for anything else. So that's why I want to tell you, the world is messy, chaos, because they want to have a good life, long life, want to be beautiful, want to have the happiness, want to have a treasure and money, want to be rich, and finally, don't forget, want to be free from the suffering, the most important. So now repeat after me. I will have a long life, have a good life. Say this. If you want this, then you must have some quality of the Dharma. Because the Itibat 4. And if you want to be beautiful, have the good looking body, good skin, then you must have the Sila, morality. And if you want to have the happiness, the good happiness, the real happiness, more than anything, no matter what who you are, man and woman, now you need to practice the Jhana and the Panya. And the next one, if you want to be rich, want to have a lot of treasure and money, now you must stay with the Brahman family. The first, you must have the Metta, loving and kindness, don't have any revengeful in the mind. Have the compassion, have the rejoice mind, and have the equanimity mind. This will be the real treasure for your whole life. And the last one, if you still have birth and death, should have a good birth and good death. And this birth and death should be the last one. And finally, your mind will free from this circle of suffering. Free from this birth and death. By the power liberation with the mind, liberation with the wisdom. Now you need to working on this. Or you don't working on this yet. What are you waiting for? Maybe you work on this job, the job to end of birth and death. So hurry to do this, because not so long your teeth will fall out. Your ear cannot hear, your eye cannot see. Not so long, soon is coming. If your mind don't have liberation, your wisdom don't have liberation, then who can help you? Who can support you? You cannot take refuge with anything. For sure, no one can help you. Nothing can help you. If the student don't trust the teacher, if the learner don't trust the enlightened one, then who are you going to trust? Who you can lean on? The sun can keep the brightness only the daytime, but nighttime cannot. But a person who is enlightened like the Buddha and Arahant, they might shine and bright all the time, no matter what day and night. So now receive my blessing. If you want to receive my blessing, first receive the true word from me, the true word of the Dharma. The second blessing is you need to working on the Dharma. And the third blessing, you will receive the fruit from working on the Dharma. After you practice the Dharma, you will receive the fruit of the Dharma. So taking these three blessings, don't die for nothing. You still alive, still breathing, taking this. Like the first, the true word of the Dharma. Now you can see, you can check. Oh, by this life very suffer. Many people live with the suffering, but they don't know. They don't see the suffering. So now you set the mind to see the suffering first. When you see the suffering, you see the truth of the Dharma, the first step. And number two, working on the Dharma. You know, in this world, people study a lot, have bachelor degree, master degree, PhD, whatever, and they receive this degree. For me, I'm working with the Dharma. I receive the degree too, but different way, different one. But for me, the jhana happen, the insight happen, the knowledge happen, the wisdom happen, the brightness happen in my mind. This is my degree, and then this degree can make me fall from all suffering. And the last one, receive the fruit. If you receive the degree already, if you think you are smart already, have wisdom already, finally you must let go this wisdom. Let go this degree. Don't let your knowledge, your degree, your wisdom to serving the last anger, ignorance again. So you must destroy, must extinct the defilement. Don't let them come back again. You will see the way to go out. The mind doing this. You have the way to go out from suffering. If you can finish this, you can say, oh, it's the end. End of everything. End of birth and death. End of all suffering. Never come back, never return. And then you will have everything. So now hopefully you receive this blessing of the Dharma. So finally, I wish everyone to be happy and rejoice with this good merit. May the earth that you stay be the land of the Dharma, and have the river of the immortal, and have the wind that breathing in and out and free from suffering. And finally, for the brightness, no matter what the darkness outside or inside that you have, may all of this darkness destroy, because you have the liberation, have the brightness from liberation, have the knowledge, have the jhana to make you get through everything and free from all suffering, free from all the darkness. Every heart need to consume this. So now may everyone, man and woman, give opportunity for yourself, for your life. Don't put your body and your mind to stay with the suffering anymore. No, awake and joyful and nirvana. This is the important thing that you need to have. Hopefully, finally everyone free from suffering and reach to nirvana soon. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.